Chap, American Strange Words, and games are fantastic. From Pac-Man to Mario to Sonic. I'm fucking joking with you. Games these days are okay. They're not as good, but some names can be very, very, very unfortunate. That they become a trend, they die, and then people who didn't like the game can cheer on. I'm obviously talking about Fortnite. I didn't like it at first because 1, I didn't have a constant play on, 2, it was free, and 3, how can I put it? It looked crap from the start. The whole thing, the whole sort of motif for it was crap. You played as people, so then you can kill people, you can level up. This reminds me of another game. What was it called? It was Star Trek Battlefield, yeah. I'm fucking with you, Star Wars Battlefront. That's what it reminded me of. And may I just say, new Battlefront 2, EA's Battlefront 2, is much better now. You don't have to unlock everything, you can just have it on the line now. But let's just think about the old games. Let's say Assassin's Creed, or Halo, or let me get the most popular game, Grand Theft Auto 4. A lot of people like these games because they're shooters, because they have a plot. Halo is a plot about a fucking Master Chief shooting fucking things. Halo, forgot the plot. Assassin's Creed is about a person who goes into a mind machine, and then again shows his past of his family. Grand Theft Auto 4, the plot is about Nico Bellic heading into Liberty City to see his cousin Roman, who's a fucking liar. All of these have a plot. Even with the other stuff, it doesn't have a plot, but it can still be good. Now, when you say games, what do you think of? Grand Theft Auto 5, Fortnite, Apex Legends? When you say video games, there are only 2 things that come in my mind if I get the right ones. Sorry about that. Actually, there's 3. Because one of them is nostalgia. 4. Put it down so you don't see it. 4 little games. 4 little games that come into my mind. Lego Indiana Jones. Yes, Lego. I love Lego. Lego Star Wars Complete Saga. This is a classic for most people. And one of their childhood favourites. I remember buying that. It was so fun. I remember having the original trilogy, Star Wars 2. The Orange Box. One of the best Xbox games you can buy. Well, games. Because you get the magnificent Half-Life 2, Portal, and Team Fortress 2. And if you get this edition of the Orange Box for the Xbox 360, you can also get episodes 1 and 2 of Half-Life 2. So, Half-Life 2, episode 1 and 2, like there, you can get those games. Star Wars is a really good one. Oh, and Grand Theft Auto 5, obviously, but those are really good games. Like Star Wars, you can be any fucking character you want. Lego Indiana Jones, you can play one of the greatest archaeologists in the fucking world. And I'm gonna add some other games. Pirates of the Caribbean, you can be one of Disney's most popular franchises. Lego Harry Potter, you can be the boy who lived. Lego Batman, you can be the motherfucking Dark Knight. These games are supposed to be something you can't be in real life. Like Spider-Man. Spider-Man PS4, Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 2. You can be Spider-Man. And that's something you can't do in real life. You can't actually swing webs, you can't actually fucking make them, you can't actually be smart because you don't have a life. But sometimes, like the Grand Theft Auto series, it can sort of be real with terrorists and how people buy guns and that. But there's always one franchise that I see as to be based off of something. The Hitman franchise. There's nothing stupid about that. It's about Agent 47, a clone of another person who's an assassin, hired assassin by Diana. Basically, he goes out to kill people, he gets money, and he does it silently. He's one of the best. He's like Boba Fett in Star Wars. And that's where the problem with Fortnite is. You don't have to have a plot to make a game, but you do have to make it feel like you have a purpose playing it. Like Star Wars, you swing lightsabers so you can buy new clothes, buy new credits, buy new guns, and there's a plot to it. And Fortnite, no. There's no plot. There's nothing there. Unlike, as I previously said, if I can bloody find it, Team Fortress 2, it's free, and you just shoot people, but you're in teams. You get to be much more, and you get to buy clothes, you get to buy weapons, you get to buy new characters. Like the heavy, the sniper, the doctor, or the professor, the spy, the scout, the pyro. I think that was it. The soldier, the med. Oh no, it's the medic. My mistake. You get to buy all of them. They're all funny. You get to buy hats. You get to buy new guns. You get to buy new looks. Blue and red. It's a simple plot. Two old men want a war, but they can't do it themselves. So they clone and clone and clone these people to do it for them. Red and blue. Magnificent. Fortnite. Oh yeah, you build houses and you do stuff. Wait. And that's the main problem. You don't need a plot to do a game. Just look at Minecraft. That's one of the most popular games in the world. But it's really good. But sometimes it gets stale when you're trying to be in survival or when you're just in creative, being bored out of your bloody mind. And that's where some games can fall downwards. It can be crap, it can be good, but you don't know. Like Army 2, that's a great 2-player game. Why? Because you have teamwork. You don't have anything else. You have teamwork, and that's the best part. I remember playing with my friend Ewan, playing that game, and it was super fucking fun. Also, here's another good 2-player game, Family Guy. What was it? Back to the Multiverse. That was it. That was a really good 2-player game. Because one, you had to play Stewie, you had to play Brian, there was clothes, and there was also another stuff. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I know I'm going rambling on, but here's a good fucking Spider-Man game that always goes past. After Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man PlayStation 4, Ultimate Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man for the Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3. Why do I think that's good? Because it is. The web swinging feels fluid, the action feels good. The quips can be a bit annoying. But luckily they sort that out in the next game, but everybody hates that game. And to be honest, Spider-Man's been really big with games. It's not like Batman where he's had, I don't know, like 3 sequels, 3 sort of stuff. Like, how can I put it? He's had 4 Arkham games. Let's just go down. Good, brilliant, okay, actually good, great, beautiful, good, and what the fuck? Like Spider-Man, this picture, and the original, good, the intellectual, meh, Spider-Man 1, nah, Spider-Man 2, what the fuck? And then Spider-Man 3. Forgot to mention all of his Spider-Man, but I had this a game. Okay, this is basically fucking around, but I'm gonna tell you that story. Spider-Man game was the best PlayStation 2 game I had on PlayStation 2. I had a PlayStation 2 before I had an Xbox 360, so yes, I was a PlayStation person. And I'm gonna say this. One day, 5 or 6, playing in my mum's room because that's where the PlayStation was. She was lying at the back of me on the bed. Dad was out, or he was downstairs. Someone else was there. Was playing the game until it blew up. Blew up the TV, blew up itself, blew up the desk. It fucking blew up. It was the most funnest thing I've ever seen happen. But again, games these days can be boring still. And not fun anymore. A lot of Xbox One games are just one player, like Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, all of that. And the only games that are to play are Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, Minecraft, Army of 2, and that's really it. There's nothing much to it. I'm sorry to say, but that's why I have an Xbox 360. Because there's great games on it that you can't get on the Xbox One. Also, it's so much nicer. I'm more fluid to that. And it's so much better having that than Xbox One. Because barely people play it. Why do you think people have PlayStation 2? To play the great fucking games. Fantastic, brilliant ones like Spider-Man 2, Simpsons Hit and Run, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. That's an okay game. That's why people have all consoles. These, as I said, games and movies can be boring, they still, they don't add anything to the table. And that's what I think about that. I've been Ryan Chap. I hope you enjoyed the video. I was here because fuck you.